They told me to cancel the wedding as if it were a favor I owed them. Said it soft, like they'd practice a tone. If you love your sister, call it off. My parents, my family. The sentence landed with a cold clarity. Not a plea, not counsel, but an order wrapped in blood. They sat there, tea in hand, waiting for my compliance. I remember thinking then, this is what betrayal sounds like. When we were kids, my sister and I were inseparable. She was my constant, the quieter half of whatever mess I made. I trusted her with everything. Secrets, mistakes, the ridiculous, fragile things I didn't show the world. She introduced me to him, the man I'd picked to be my partner. For a while, I believed she led me to something true. For months, things seemed flawless. He showered me with attention. She smiled like the proud connector. My parents approved. I felt anchored. I didn't notice the cracks forming beneath the facade. At first, it was tiny. A glance held too long, a shared smile that didn't reach either of them. My instincts murmured. I quieted them. Then came absences. Late arrivals, vanished afternoons, identical excuses delivered like scripts. The night I found his jacket in her car, its fabric saturated with his scent. The quiet inside me broke. I didn't confront them then. I slipped it back as if I hadn't seen it and walked away. No outburst, just a slow, hardening resolve. The shift was subtle. I stopped being the one deceived and quietly became the one who would act. I watched them the way a careful hunter studies movement. I kept mental records of every lie, every contrived alibi, every tender touch disguised as coincidence. I assembled proof in the silent rooms of my head. There was no courtroom, only memory and patience. So when my parents pushed their ultimatum across the table that afternoon, love your sister, cancel the wedding, I understood everything at once. They weren't protecting me. They were protecting her. The command meant, step aside. Let her take your place. I smiled. I nodded. I played the submissive role perfectly, while a plan unfurled behind my calm face. First, the invitations. I quietly reprinted them. Same date, same venue, same ceremony, but a different guest list. Their names vanished. My parents, my sister, and him erased. Everyone else stayed. They would witness the performance, not the cast they expected. Second, the money. I shifted deposits, rerouted payments, severed any financial ties that could give them a foothold. It looked like compliance. It was control. Third, the reveal. I timed everything like a metronome. The day arrived. White silk and soft lights transformed the hall. Guests murmured in anticipation. Candles trembled in the warm air. 3 chairs remained empty, the ones meant for them. I'd insured it. When the man realized he wasn't welcome, his anger flooded my phone with messages. I never answered. My sister's frantic calls went unanswered, too. My parents' thinly veiled threats were left to die in silence. Silence was my blade, and it cut deeper than an argument ever could. I walked down the aisle alone. Not toward him, not toward anyone. Halfway I stopped, turned, and faced the crowd. My voice was steady. Today was supposed to be my wedding, I said. A ripple of shock passed through the room. Some guests shifted uneasily. Others leaned in, sensing drama. I let the silence do the rest. I didn't name names. The empty seats did. Whispers swelled. Curiosity ignited, and my side of the story spread quicker than any defense they might have mounted. Then I delivered the simple, inevitable truth. He chose her. My parents chose her. Today I choose myself. The line landed like a verdict. No shouting, no spectacle, just a clean, irreversible cut. They had planned to watch me disintegrate. Instead, they became the spectacle. Absent, exposed, diminished. The betrayal was visible to everyone without me pointing a finger. Afterwards, people came forward. Some embraced me. Others shared their own quiet betrayals, their stories folding into mine, each confession carrying the same look, respect edged with sympathy. As for my sister, my parents, and the man who'd been my fiancé, they melted from the corridors of my life that night, not because I'd physically thrown them out, but because they had forfeited the right to remain. I gathered my veil in my hand and walked away with my head held level. My heart wasn't shattered. It was steady, the sweetest retribution, wasn't about replacing what was stolen. It was reminding the thief they never truly owned it. I reclaimed myself, my dignity, and my future, and left behind a silence that spoke louder than any argument ever could.